Here we go. Google's up.
Google's
we
up.
are live, my friend. Welcome back. Live.
Dose. Number 2.
Numero dos. Are you comfortable? Do you need to get your seat moved position a little bit more?
A little bit in here.
Get up.
There we go.
This is a first for the podcast. This is the first time I've had a repeat guest.
Shit, what?
Yeah, I haven't had a repeat guest. I mean, I've only had 10 or 11 episodes. So I haven't had it. So
yeah. That's going to happen for sure again. Some more times with
there's people I want to have on again, and you are a polarizing figure.
Dude, I'm close to you, man. I live close. I'm here in the area, and you and me like to talk. And what are podcasts about other than talking? So,
yeah. Well, I mean, the last podcast we did was quite polarizing. I've had a lot of people have been very interested and curious about the flat Earth talk specifically.
Oh yeah.
But they also you lost a lot of people on the flat Earth talk, which I'm sure you're used to.
Oh yeah. Once you start going into certain areas, people they can't think about it. But
people begin to shut their brain off, and they
since
don't even
that last talk, something that's interesting. You got the internet hooked up now, and we might as well start off since that's kind of the tangents we talk about here when I show up. Did you hear the most recent thing about the asteroid, the micro asteroid that hit NASA on the 30th of August?
I did hear about
and
that.
They sent the picture up, and it's a picture from an album cover from 2014. What I heard was I know very, very little. I just remember reading a small article about something crashed next to an Air Force base, and they wouldn't recognize it. Oh, no. That's something else then.
That's something else. Did you hear about that?
No. Tell me about that first.
Well, I don't know. I thought that's where you were going.
Oh, shit. No, I'd like to hear about that. Was it in
some kind of – I thought it was an asteroid or something crashed near an Air Force base or on the property, something to do with that, and they didn't comment on it. Now, they don't have to, but I guess it's kind of it's kind of expected that they would make some kind of comment about that, and they kind of said, oh, yeah, nothing to see here, move along.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Well, the typical answer you get. But, wait, an asteroid or a meteorite? Did they say specific? You haven't looked it up much? You just heard
I thought that's where you were going. Go where you were going. Forget what I said.
Okay, well,
here.
Aside from that, which is interesting, and it is interesting to look up on that note, meteorites and comets that have fallen, and some of them are pretty interesting in a weird blue color. But aside from that, what I'm talking about is they have a photo.
What do you want me to look up here?
I guess you could just go to just type in micro asteroid August 30th ISS, and it should pull right up something.
Space Station, NASA blogs, International Space Station. So.
Was that 5
days? You want me to do
ago?
images or
5
what?
days ago would be the 30th, right?
Am I looking at images or no?
You could do images, and we'll scroll down. It doesn't look like it's here. Let's go back and type in, just type in the word commodity. COMMO.
Where? After
this, yeah. Commodity.
How the hell? Commod. ITY?
ITY, yeah, it should be ITY.
I'm the worst speller in the history of spellers.
Huh.
No.
That's interesting. It's not coming up. Okay.
It's not.
Just go to YouTube then. This is the best way to do it. I mean, you can't blame Google for not having this up.
You gotta love YouTube. YouTube's always got the stuff. If you want to find something,
they'll actually have at least someone talking about
crazy,
it. Right?
You name it.
I would just put in micro asteroid.
Micro asteroid's one word, right?
Micro asteroid, and then commodity ISS, and you'll get people have been talking about it lately. It's something recent that just happened with NASA. That's people are like, WTF?
All the commodity stuff has to do with
wow,
financial.
I can't believe they don't have it on.
I think they took it off, man. I think the higher up said we got to get that stuff off YouTube. We know where people are going with this.
Are you serious? Wait, are you on your own? Can you go to Facebook and go to my page and just pull it off my page, or? I have it up there. I posted it like 2 days ago.
Well, I can't find it anywhere. How are other people supposed to find it? You want them to go to your Facebook page?
That's so okay. No wait, it'll be here somewhere. Let's try
Let's try.
Where was this landed at? Micro.
It was on one of the astronauts' Twitter. He tweeted about it.
How about micro asteroid Twitter?
Yeah. Micro asteroid Twitter. August 30th.
August 30th.
Yeah, it was this August. It was just.
Well, why don't you tell us about it? What exactly?
Well, I want to find it so that we can actually see it, because it makes more sense when you can see what happened on August 30th on the ISS. So I don't know if maybe you can type in different words that'll bring it up. Here, this is going to be better. Go to YouTube. Just type in Celebrate Truth. Go to YouTube and type in Celebrate Truth. I know exactly where to find it, but I don't want to go to other people's channels. I want to be able to pull it up, but obviously you're not able to see it. So just go to Celebrate Truth, and he'll have it right there on his channel.
Celebrate Truth.
Yep,
this
right
guy
there,
right here?
Right there, yep.
Okay.
And
He's got 108,000 subscribers. What is he, a flat earther?
Go to his videos, type videos next to home, and then it's going to be International Space Station fixing hole.
Okay.
1 day ago.
No.
Now, you don't have to watch. We don't have to push
Get a little
play
bit,
and watch it. But if people would go and then watch, maybe even actually, that's a better way to put it. Fixing a whole International Space Station. That's what they claim to do. So what happened on August 30th, folks, is the International Space Station said that a microasteroid hit the ISS and created.
What is the ISS?
International Space Station.
Okay,
ISS,
I had no idea.
ISS,
International Space Station,
which has been up there for a long, long time.
Right.
You know, in all the hard, temperatures of the vacuum of space, cold, negative, minus, and then in the sunlight, like super hot degrees, metal fluctuating at those temperatures back and forth for.
No, they don't regulate temperature. They maintain temperature.
Oh, that's right. They maintain.
They maintain the temperature. They don't have to regulate anything. It maintains what's inside, like a cooler. Like a cooler. Think about like a Yeti cooler.
Well, in the vacuum of space, if the surface level, right, even the outside of it, if you're in the vacuum and you go to the dark side,
I don't really know what the fuck a vacuum of space.
We've never been there, so we wouldn't know.
What does a vacuum mean?
The vacuum of
space. How big is the vacuum? What is the vacuum of space?
When you go to the dark side and you're not in sunlight, you instantly go to temperatures that are obscene.
But there's only the dark. Well, there is no dark side, right?
Well,
there's a dark side. At
there
the
would
moon.
be if you're going around the Earth. You're going to be in the shadow regularly. Every 12 hours, you're going to be in shadow for 12 hours because you're going to be going around. There's daylight 24. So you're going to be going around into the heat and into the shade on a satellite, which they have thousands of them, over 20,000 around the Earth, which are never ever picked up in any pictures of the Earth.
Can't they can't they be out of the shadow?
Yeah, they're going to be out of the shadow sometimes, but when they go into the shadow of the Earth,
weird.
When they go into the shadow of the Earth, they're going to freeze. It's going to instantly get instantaneously cold. So you have
where does a shadow? Hold on, I don't give a shit about that right now. You just broke my mind, and I'm thinking about, holy shit, the Earth does have a shadow. You think about eclipses and stuff, and you're like, well, that's what an eclipse is. It's a shadow, right?
Eclipses are, and what's interesting is the shadow that's sent supposedly from the Earth or the moon.
Hold on. No, don't get me off my track. Go ahead. All I'm saying is the Earth makes a shadow.
Supposedly, yes. In the heliocentric version, there's a shadow.
Let's pretend
there's a shadow
in the world that a lot of people live in, that the sun shines on Earth, and behind it is a shadow. Even if you believe in a flat Earth,
well, there would
still be a shadow.
In that version, yes, you're correct.
In a flat Earth version, there would be a shadow as well.
No, there wouldn't.
Why not?
Because the Earth would be flat and the sun would be directly above going around. So the only shadow from the light coming above you from the sun is the shadows you would see on the Earth, which we see
There would be a shadow on the other side of it.
No, there is no other.
No matter where
there is no other side, because there would be a firmament.
I don't know what a firmament is.
And you can't get to the other side.
But on the other side, light works no matter where this is. No, if there's a flat Earth, if the Earth is flat, there's still a shadow because there's light being casted on this object that you're calling flat or round. Whatever it is, there's still light being casted upon that, which is going to create a shadow on the opposite side.
Well, no.
Whether it's flat, round, a triangle, whatever.
Let's say this light in this room is shining right now, right?
Right.
Is this light sending light out into that hallway with the door closed?
But it's still making a shadow. There's still shadows. You're making.
Well, I guess yes. There's darkness wherever this light is not present.
Sure. I mean, I
So,
guess.
yes, in the hallway there's darkness. Can you consider that a shadow from the light or just darkness because there's lack of light? I would say darkness because lack of light, not a shadow. So that's why I'm saying
Okay.
an enclosed flat Earth would not have a shadow because the light is enclosed inside of the enclosure. There is no shadow. But then at the same time, the only place where you're going to get an enclosed Earth like that.
You just did what I asked you not to do.
What?
You got me off of where I was going.
Sorry. But
No,
you're
you're
talking
right. You
about the
make a good
Earth
point.
sending shadows.
all right.
Yes, but no, I want us to actually stay on that for a second because let's just think about this. The moon phases correctly from what we are told is the what? Earth's shadows. What phases the moon, right? Is that what you're told? Is that what you believe?
What I believe. That's why I
Okay.
see a circular
So-
eclipse when I see
So
one.
that's right. So it starts on this side, and the moon always phases in what direction? Right to left, right? Okay, now if I was to take a ball and then take another ball and have a light that casted a shadow from this ball onto this ball here, onto this surface. Now that shadow is going to keep its shape of what? So the ball Earth is a what? Circle. So the shadow is going to stay a circle, right? Always.
A sphere.
So, first of all, if the light source is here and the Earth is here and the moon is here, for one time in real life, I would like someone to show me a shadow that gets smaller than the object that's casting it from a light source that's away from it, because that never happens in real life. Yet, the Earth is bigger than the moon, and its shadow is the same size as the moon from a light source that's 93 million miles away. That never happens in real life. You have a giant object casting a shadow that diminishes in space over time. And then, not just that, but the shadow would have to stay a circle through its whole compass pass over the surface of the moon. But we don't see that. We see the shadow start on the right side, and we see it go across, and it goes from a curve to a what? It turns into a straight edge that cuts the moon directly in half. And then the curve changes and starts to bow this way. And it bows this way, and then it slowly reaches the edge of this moon on this left side. It never stays a perfect round circle like you see in an eclipse, which eclipses are believed to be by other cultures and old ancient, even the Israelites, that there's other heavenly bodies other than the moon that block the sun. The moon is not the cause of the eclipse. So those are questions that have to get answered that you should just think of commonly as human beings is, if they have a big object, the Earth, that's huge, bigger than the moon, how does its shadow diminish, which we never see in reality? And how does a shadow change its shape as it phases the moon instead of just staying around object shadow like it should be in an eclipse? So that never happens. So those are things that you got to think about. See, there's lots that we're never taught to really be thinkers. We're taught to just regurgitate, and we're taught to say, okay, that's what my teacher taught me.
You know what I need to do.
But, dude, you got to look up. So let me get back to August 30th, what happened on the NASA spaceship. So they said in NASA on the ISS that on August 30th, just a couple days ago, folks, that a microasteroid struck the space station, the ISS.
There we go.
And they said that a astronaut plugged the small hole with his finger, okay? You're talking about the vacuum of space and a guy putting his finger on this hole and plugging it. They then posted the image of this micro hole up on their Twitter feed by one of the astronauts, and the astronaut even said himself, I'm going to look up the astronaut's name later, and I can post it on this video later, but he even said, good job, this is what we do when we, get a hole on the International Space Station, a little duct tape and a little epoxy, and you fix the hole. That's what he said. And the image of the hole he put up online, of the image that they have from NASA, it even says NASA on this photograph. It's got like little numbers and dashes and like almost to like mean something, right? And then it says NASA in the corner of this image. That same image is used in an old album from 2014 that was released by a Christian band called Commodity.
Never heard of them.
Remedy is what the band's called. So people right now are ripping NASA.
Really? Where did they get that from?
I don't know where NASA got this photo from. I don't know why they're saying it's the real legitimate photo of this microasteroid, but people have been getting on NASA over this past weekend hardcore because they're like, why are you giving us pictures that have been used in album art from 2014 and claiming with even your logo NASA stamped on the picture that this is from a hole in space that you plugged with your finger?
You know, it's funny. You can't get away with anything this day and age.
You can't. People are going to watch your move. And so
it's just, I mean, this day and age, if you try to fool the internet on the internet.
On the internet, you
would
can't
think
do it.
NASA would be much smarter than
So
that.
that's what I'm asking is like, so we already know that lies are all around us. So when they throw out crap like this, why are we even still believing anything they tell us? I mean, they're sending out photos saying that their station was hit by a microasteroid, and the photo.
You don't think there's a space station? Do you think there's a space station out there?
I believe in things that levitate and that go around are. I don't know. I don't call it flat, but it's definitely not a globe. Whatever we live on, I believe there's things that can hover and rotate and make a circle and a circumference, just like the sun does. I don't know if people are on it. I don't believe in space. I don't think there's space. I think there's levels and degrees of the atmosphere you can get up to, very high, where the air can thin out. But if people have learned, like they figured out in the 50s, how to use anti-levitation, gravity stuff, UFOs, stuff like that was built by the military, why couldn't they figure out how to put something in orbit that just hovers using the magnetic field of the Earth? So I do believe they have things, satellites, drones, whatever you want to call it, that hover and orbit around us. But I don't believe in space. I don't believe...
How about the space-time continuum?
No, I don't believe in that because I don't believe in space. I don't believe in an expanding universe.
You don't?
I believe everything's enclosed, and I believe...
Enclosed in... What's outside the enclosure?
Well, that's what I'm getting back at. If you have time to look up meteorites that have fallen, that have been found around the world, they all are these really interesting blue meteorites that look like blue glass, and people are even...
They're blue?
They're blue, and you can look them up.
Isn't that just because the heat of it creates glass? Like whenever something like that hits sand or something, it turns it into glass. It's like meteor. The only time,
I don't know anything about that, but all
the
I'm
only
saying
other time
is
it's been created is like nuclear explosions have created glass too, and when stuff or lightning. I think when lightning
there's
hits
heat.
land,
Yeah, that gets really hot. Yeah.
So wouldn't that be what a
know.
meteorite would do? Would just create glass because the heat of
Maybe,
it?
but these are meteorites that they have found that they don't have a substance of anything that's on the Earth for them to make up. And
well, that makes sense. I mean,
what's also interesting is that the meteorites that then Buzz Aldrin and these astronauts brought back from the moon.
I need another beer.
I got them right here. But they were all tested. They were all tested as just petrified wood from the desert.
Oh, that's right. Didn't
Buzz
Aldrin give a world leader?
Yeah.
Germany.
It was Germany. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you got real motherfucking shit that's falling.
Hold on, that's funny. Hold on. Buzz Aldrin gave a world leader a moon rock that he said came from the moon,
and they tested it because they bought insurance on it, and to buy insurance on it, they had to test it, and they found out it was petrified wood. The guy that went to the moon, gave him petrified wood. Yeah.
So I had a.
There you go, brother.
Thank you. Quite a few episodes ago, one of my more popular episodes, I had Vince Sanders. The owner of American Shaman, CBD American Shaman.
I have some actually interesting things to talk about CBD.
Oh, nice. Yeah. This is some CBD oil from his store. It's fantastic. I started this new. I got all kinds of things. Let's rap a little bit. Check this shit out.
Oh yeah, dude.
Let me take another hit of the CBD, and I'll explain why.
Do you need a beat? You need someone to break down the beat.
Try it out. It's kind of pretty. It's good.
Is it a flavor?
Yeah, it's got a flavor. I
take the CBD like liquid.
I do that too, but this is just like a little extra thing to kind of microdose throughout the day to help with inflammation. Okay, so check it out. So I got turned on to the CBD from Vince from my podcast, and then
is he the owner, Vince?
Yeah, he's got stores all over the country. He's a major player,
dude.
He's got like Mitch McConnell's number in his back
Sacred
pocket.
Leaf CBD that's starting out here?
No.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. After doing some research and talking to Vince, I wouldn't get my CBD from anywhere else other than him.
No.
Honestly, like, if you haven't checked that episode out, that is one I tell everybody. If you guys don't ever watch any one of my other episodes, that's fine. But I feel like that was a pretty important one because it has some good information that can help out everybody. And just his story and the reason why he's doing it, it's really incredible. Like, I would do it, number one, because I think he's truly got the best stuff you can get, and he's doing it for the right reasons. He's not, I mean, he's obviously making money and is going to get rich, but that's not the reason he started it or to get into it.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's
people doing
awesome.
things for
He's
money.
doing it. Yeah, and so that's why I would support him. Not only is his shit the best, I think it's like the top quality, but the reason he's behind it and doing it, it's really special, and that's why I would support him. But anyway, so yeah, and then I had another guy on my podcast, Curtis, extreme adventurer.
Oh yeah.
Is what
Outdoorsman.
Yeah, he kind of he was living in his van, like a pimped out van, for like 6 months.
Lots of my friends in Hawaii did that. Yeah.
Rock climbing in Colorado, and just he's super fit. Anyways, I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. I was like, hey man, I really need to get in shape, and I need to have a good diet, but it needs to be on a budget. Can you help me out? And he's like, and he gave me a couple ideas, and one of the workout ideas, he was saying, find a big hill that takes about 45 seconds to a minute to sprint up. And you sprint up it and then walk down and then sprint up it again and keep doing that about 4 or 5 times and you're going to puke.
Yeah, you
He said do that and then
like
you're done.
Football practice.
Yeah, he
again,
said do that
dude.
about 3 or 4 times a week. I was like, all right. And so I just started doing that. And it's awful.
I was going to say, when I showed up, you're looking trim, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're looking trim,
I'm trying
bro.
to,
yeah.
I'm trying to get back
both
in shape.
of us, man. I've been
Yeah,
on
you're
a
looking
run
good.
this morning.
Yeah,
but,
you're looking pretty good yourself, man. And so I'm sore from that. I've been running a bunch lately, but this was the first of those workouts where I tried the high intensity interval training or something is what it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's why I'm doing the CBD. So I've got these the two podcasts I've done.
Is it because it helps, like, drop irritation, inflammation?
Inflammation. This is all inflammation. So it's funny. I had those 2 podcasts that I did are incorporating into this podcast I'm doing with you.
Heck yeah. And is CBD like one of the top anti-inflammatory
Yeah, it's
things you can
phenomenal.
take?
Phenomenal for anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
That's
he was saying.
I've heard. I feel like we could do this.
Yeah, I mean, my big
Talk
toe.
back and forth.
My big toe was, a little swollen earlier. It's going down. That's going down.
Yeah, he says the best way to do it is the oil, the tincture oil. You take 1 drop or like 1 dose of it before you go to bed, and then 1 when you first wake up. And but he said that's the best way to do it. He says that's what I suggest everyone to do. But like there's those lotions and creams, and that would help with like your toe. You would just rub that lotion on there.
Yeah,
he was
like
saying
a topical cream.
Yeah, he was saying he has NFL players come in there that like NFL players that would sprain their ankle and it'd be all swollen, and you put ice on it and wrap it up. He said they would come in there and put some of that CBD lotion on them, and within an hour you could visibly watch it shrink. Something that would take a week or 2.
Yeah,
he said
dude,
within an
like
hour.
that.
He was like, it's not a placebo. Like this is you can visually watch it. It was like it was pretty insane. So
well, I mean, isn't it true that our bodies have an endocrine system that we're not really taught about? And the endocrine system has receptors all over our body that literally only work and connect with whatever cannabinoids our bodies naturally make, or
we got a lot of
the cannabinoids that
receptors,
come, the cannabinoids that come in the cannabis plant. Yeah, and it's like, seriously, there's this plant out of all the plants in the world on the face of the earth that literally has this compound that substitutes for a compound that's made by your body to sustain a part of your immune system.
It's insane. It's kind of cool when you think about.
Amazing.
And it makes sense too.
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense when you think about how long humans have been on Earth. We had to use modern medicine, modern pill making. That shit is so. I mean, it's like. It's not even a blink of an eye. It's a fraction of a blink of an eye in the span of history.
Span of time, yeah.
So it makes sense that our body is full of these receptors that are supposed to take these natural substances. Everything from like bananas with potassium and just vitamin C from oranges. Like,
have you heard of the banana diet? The people that literally are having problems with digestion, like bloating, all this, and they'll go like a week eating bananas.
That's it?
And
that can't be healthy.
Well, it helps. It helps the digestion.
I guess
so
for
much.
a week. I guess for a week you can do anything for a week, and it's not going to wreck you.
Yeah, it's not gonna wreck you.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
people survive on what, bread and water in like terrible prisons somewhere. For,
Oh,
like, their
you can
life?
survive on. Yeah, you can survive on
You
bread
can survive.
and
On,
water.
I guess if you're having enough liquid nutrients, I guess you could survive on drinking your own urine. Have you heard of the people that
for
do
about
the
3
urine
days.
therapy?
It's not. Yeah, but that's not even that
Yeah, I
much.
guess
I
you
think
can do
what
it
is that?
forever.
It's like a shot glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's those people that do urine therapy now, and they say in the morning.
They've been doing it for a while, but I don't think
I
it's
guess
that popular. Yeah.
Well, yeah. They say drink your urine like first thing in the morning, and it's like the best thing to heal you. And it's like, what?
You wonder if
But
that's like
it's-
some troll.
I don't
some
know
guy
if
that
it.
just said, "Hey,
Yeah,
watch
maybe
this.
some guy is like, hey, let's
Watch this.
how many
Let's
people
see
will
how
drink
many
their
I-
own
yeah.
urine.
Let's see how many people I can get to drink their own piss."
Oh, dude. Yeah, well, it's working.
Yeah.
People are doing it, dude, I guess. Yeah. But, yeah, there's lots of weird trends out there.
Yeah, I heard about that years ago. So I was talking to you. This was like a spontaneous podcast.
It was yesterday. I was chilling, hanging out, and then this morning you hit me up. You're like, let's do
Yeah, it was a nice little spontaneous, fun little
it.
podcast.
Which, by
I'm
the
glad.
way, you got to come over sometime. You got to come over.
I do want to
down
come
yonder,
over.
hang
I'm
out.
sorry I didn't come over when your last party was last minute.
Oh, yeah. And
The one you
they
had
usually
before,
kinda do that.
I planned on coming, and then your last
Yeah.
minute one, I wasn't able
It's all
to.
good.
But
We're actually
whatever.
going to plan one coming up soon.
When you
so,
plan it, let me know, and
yeah,
I'm gonna be
I'll
there.
Hit you up.
Yeah, I'd love to.
So,
Where was I going? What was I saying?
you're saying this is spontaneous. We just got together,
So
chilling, hanging out.
spontaneous. I was chatting with you. Crap.
Well, anyways, I did.
Oh,
one.
wait, no, wait, hold on. We were texting each other, and you had just mentioned that you're gonna start a podcast.
Well, I'm not gonna start a podcast.
Okay.
I have a little music studio in my basement that I'm finishing right now.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, maybe eventually.
you
have-
said something. You
have-
said you.
I
you
can.
were-
I could
you were doing a
easily do a
studio.
podcast. I could do a podcast there.
Okay.
You know, it's a close location.
I misread your text. You said studio in your basement. I
Yeah,
assumed.
studio.
I assumed podcast
Podcast
studio.
No, I mean I got mic. I have a mic and stuff, so I mean
Okay.
it can easily turn in. Throw a recorder on, record it, turn it. But it's mostly focused towards music. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of music and.
What kind of music?
And,
House music.
well, yeah, housey, and then there's this band I've been playing with recently. The Good Old Fashioned. That's what they're called. The
A
Good
local
Old Fashioned.
band.
Yeah, they're a local band from Kansas side, and
What kind of music are
man, they play some covers, Led Zeppelin covers.
they? Oh, really? I love Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. No Quarters, one song we did. We did it the first
Great
time
song.
through, and the first time through, it was a version that was kind of like really thrown together off the cuff. It sounded dope, but the second time we rehearsed it, it's coming together good. Yeah.
What are you doing as part of?
I just play percussion. But I mean, since I went to music school, I like to produce and I like to do engineering, and those are things.
Do you make? So can you make your own music from your house? Like you can make whatever, like kind of a.
I can make you a song for this podcast, and I can make an intro song to this podcast. Yeah.
I do have one, but I'd like.
You have one. Yeah.
Yeah, you've probably never listened to the. Do you have a podcast app on your phone?
No, I don't.
What kind of phone you got? iPhone?
iPhone? I just honestly don't even have that many apps.
Well, it's already built in on the iPhone.
Yeah, this app. Yeah.
Oh, they just changed it too. Anyways, I'm not trying to pimp out my podcast. I should. I think that's one of the things. Let me take a sip of beer real quick
What's
before
Neanderthal?
Neanderthal, buddy. You know what the time it is. You're on.
I
This is
didn't
the
even
second.
know-
This is
I
the
didn't even know
second
you
time
were
you're on my
on here yet.
podcast, and you don't even know.
I didn't know you're on this. No, dude. What?
Oh,
Moving
bro.
Up.
Yeah, subscribe to it, would you?
Yeah.
Everybody who's listening, this is. I don't pimp my podcast. I think I'm supposed to. I think before and
Yeah, I'm
after
just
each
gonna get this
episode,
done, yeah.
I'm supposed to say, "Hey, please like and subscribe and follow me here and there." I don't do that, and
Push the like button.
I really should. I'm conflicted about it because one, I do want my podcast to get bigger. I want it to grow, and it is growing. And so I need to kind of like tell people where to find me, how to find me. Please like and subscribe, because that is a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
people don't, if you're not a YouTuber, if you're not a podcaster, if you're not the one putting out content, you don't know how important it really is, or how much it means when someone does like and subscribe to stuff. So it's super cool, and I would like it to keep growing, obviously. But then there's also that part of me that's like, I don't want to ask, like, hey, please like and subscribe. Please like me. Please like me. But you're supposed to, I guess. Everybody does it. But
You know,
I want to try to find a
I guess
way.
you really don't have to. If people are like, "Hey, this is a cool subject. I want to listen to what they have to say about other things." Yeah.
That is part of it.
That's why I subscribe. I really ever wait until someone's like, "Hey, you should really," and then I'm like, "You know what? That's a good idea."
But I think some people are like, oh, shoot, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, you got those sheep that literally are like, until you tell
They
them to
just
do it.
forget. Well, sometimes they just forget. Like, you don't think about it. If all you do is listen, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'll remember, but you probably won't remember. So
It's
just go ahead and
Neander talk.
yeah, all one word. Is it? It might not be on there. I'm having issues. I'm having technical issues with my, with iTunes and my podcast uploader. You might not have. It might not be available on yours. It's weird.
I spelt it right, and folks, it's
all-
spelled Neandertalk.
Yeah, podcast and space then podcast. Were you able to find it?
No.
Okay.
Well,
You
when
probably
it's
not.
available, text me, cause dude, hell
It's-
yeah, I'll download that.
It's funny. It's available on some iOS devices and on some it's not.
That's
it's,
interesting.
So I upload it through a different server, and they distribute it through Google, iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, all the podcast apps. But for some reason, the iTunes one has issues.
You mean
like-
iPhone or iTunes?
iPhone, whatever, the
Yeah.
iOS,
Yeah, Apple's.
the operating system. I have it on my phone, but I can't get it on my computer, on my iBook. And then you can't get it on yours, but some other person took. And I've been emailing them. That pisses me off.
I could put it on my MacBook, or I could put it on something different. It's just the phones.
No, I'm saying I don't know what. There's something going on that's.
Oh.
It's either between.
Can you put it on your? Were you able to
I
put
can't get it on my computer, but I get it on my phone.
So it's Apple then. It's got to be Apple.
Either that, or it's the company that I'm using to upload the podcast to Apple, because it's fine on like Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, There's all these. There's like 7 different platforms.
Yeah.
Anchor. If you just go to anchor.fm/Neandertalk podcast, you can find it all there. That pisses me off.
Well,
You know what sucks is because this podcast is growing.
yeah, I noticed that because it wasn't until recently you texted me about, hey, that one episode was pretty controversial, and I was like, I've been busy, and I'm like, oh, let me go check it out, and I was like, wow, some views. You got some people,
Well, not
checking it out.
not only is it on YouTube, but it is. I have different audiences. That's the audio version only, and it's funny because I have some. So
where is the audio version only? Because
that's what I'm saying.
when
It
you
should.
mentioned that to me, I was like, what? And I went and watched the YouTube version, and I was like, how do you know this?
That's what I'm saying. Is
So-
it should have been on your iPhone.
So if I can get the app, the audio version is
It's supposed to be on your
better.
iPhone.
Man.
It's just screwed up right now. But you can get. It doesn't matter. But a lot of people can get it on their phone on a podcast app, and that's the audio version. And I get the numbers. I get the YouTube numbers where everybody can see, and then I have the audio only version where only I can see because
okay, yeah.
it's so funny seeing the differences. So like Curtis, like I was telling about, that gave me the exercise regimen to do. His YouTube, I think maybe 20 views watch that YouTube version. That's like one of my smallest YouTube videos. He's my biggest audio
Listener.
the audio episodes. That's my most listened to episode
Wow.
by far.
People are somehow heard, and yeah.
I don't know how it is. I don't know if it's just how I labeled it, because how I do. I don't know if
Marketing, man.
marketing's funny, and I'm not. I'm just doing this to have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a Tuesday, and you called me, and we're just like, yeah, sure, let's go talk.
Right. Right.
And drink beer.
I've made zero
and
money.
smoke
In fact,
CBD. And check out this really cool, which, by the way, dude, folks, if you saw it, we're gonna get some frisbees in here soon because that is really cool, dude.
Oh, the disc golf basket.
Yeah. When I saw that, that's just fantastic, man. I mean, you move the beer can, you could sit here and just have a blast.
Yeah.
Frisbees, bro.
I had, like I said, I had plants there until they were murdered by Como Barrio. And I had this. I won this in a tournament, actually, in a disc golf tournament. I took first place. And
the chains look brand new, yeah.
oh, no, that thing's old. That thing's
you
like...
just never used it, never had it outside.
Oh, no, that thing's been outside for years.
Wow, those chains look
That
brand
thing
new,
has been
man.
outside for... Honestly, I've had that basket 6 years. Maybe more. Outside. For a good portion. So, yeah, nowadays it's there looking good instead of a plant. Yep.
I mean, I just like it so much better, man.
Yeah, it adds a little bit of
It's a great
character to
fit.
the... yeah, then we got...
Just need some frisbees.
Yeah, somebody said that I need to throw some frisbees. Obviously I have frisbees. I have them.
Somewhere.
You know, I know right where they are. I just haven't
It's
put them
about
in
to
here.
get crazy. Oh, dude. Yeah, so Eddie Bravo's coming. He's going to have a little match here.
Is he gonna be here?
Maybe he's not going to come with... I mean, it's rare, though, because whenever I follow him, and whenever I see him at one of his... what would you call that? What do you call
Tournaments?
it? Tournaments? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it is a
Seminar?
tournament.
Or
Yeah,
what?
Seminar. It's
He
more-
does both. He's been here before for a seminar,
Oh, really?
and then you were saying he's gonna come to Kansas City for...
Maybe a tournament,
A
seminar.
tournament.
I don't know. Looked like a tournament, but yeah. It'd be cool if he was here. But that looks like an interesting thing to check out. People of KC, if you're here. Eddie Bravo, if he's here.
Yeah, I
that would be
mean,
fun.
I think if he came here, he's gonna be all jiu-jitsu business.
Oh, for sure, but
He's not gonna
why
really...
not see Eddie Bravo, you know? Why not? I
Pull-
would
pull
love
him
to
to the
just go
side
see
and-
him. Just nothing. Just, hey, what's up, Eddie? You know?
I'd like to get a selfie with Eddie Bravo.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and why would he say no? I mean, even if you're just like standing there and afterwards you're like, "Hey, Eddie, can I just get a picture with you, man?" That's all. He'd be probably like, "Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's no problem."
Yeah.
I'd love to see him, dude. I want to go see him. Yeah.
I'd like to see him. When that's in September 29th
Yeah,
or
September,
something?
yeah, 23rd ish.
Okay.
Around there. So yeah.
I'll keep
gonna look
my
into it
mind
some
open
more,
and
but
see
yeah.
if it's actually him here. I mean, I
I don't know if
that
yeah,
flyer
maybe
didn't
there's
say
a way
that
to
it
look
was-
into it to see if he's here, but I almost feel like why wouldn't he be? But
Yeah.
yeah, who knows?
Well, darn, I thought I was all prepared to talk to you about podcasts. I thought you were starting your own podcast. I was like, oh, this is going to be
Oh
interesting.
well, I mean,
I'm not saying...
who knows? That might happen. It's not like something I'm not looking to do. I mean, if I have extra free time, yeah. The main reason for me building my studio is just to get back to making music. Cause
Yeah, what do you want to do? What's your goal? What's your musical goal with the studio? Or do you have one, or is it just going to be a hobby?
well, yeah, music's always been a hobby to me.
Yeah.
So really, just to maintain the hobby. I mean,
Okay.
if it goes somewhere, that's great. Working with these musicians in KC, if it goes somewhere, awesome. If not, I feel good when I do music. So
Yeah.
really, it's just so I feel good. It's like some people would have a workout room if they're athletes.
Oh, there you go.
I have a studio.
Well,
I'm a
that's
musician.
what I got. Obviously, here we are.
You have a podcast.
I have a podcast studio.
But I mean, what I was saying in the texts is that the studio can very easily be converted into a podcast area.
Right.
If you're in the area, I know it's
Right.
a little bit closer to KC area.
Yeah.
So yeah, just another area to do a podcast if need be.
Right on.
Easily convertible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so other than that, no, just my music. Maybe finish a demo by I'd say the end of January and have that done, and I'll have that up. And that'd just be my own stuff, but other than that,
Do you work on your own stuff a lot?
I do. Yeah, I work on my own stuff when I have time, but I mostly do projects for people.
What do you do? Because last time you were here, you were saying we could find your stuff at our Cartwright. Is that where it was?
Just K3 Right.
K3 Right on
YouTube or
YouTube.
SoundCloud.
And your stuff was like really kind of old. You don't have any like newer stuff up.
That's the thing. I haven't had any done since Hawaii, since we moved. pardon me, back from Hawaii. So that's why it's kind of
And so do you mix?
paramount that I'm getting my studio back.
So it's like house type stuff, right? Kind of like you. Is it?
Yeah,
mix
my
it-
stuff
it's
is
it's
very
kind of
instrumental house. Yeah, tech.
Could you?
That's
Oh, I
my-
got an idea.
But I could do a variety. I've done hip hop. I've done
Let
alternative.
me. I was gonna see if I can find my song. Would you?
have
Could
a
you take?
song?
I have an intro song. That's where we got.
Yeah,
that's where we
can
got lost.
hear-
That's what I was saying. Can you hear? Yeah, I was gonna say we can hear
Yeah.
my intro song.
Can we listen to that?
Yeah, I was gonna that's. Holy cow! That's where we completely.
Folks, this is the reason I'm here right now.
No, that's not why you're here. We were talking. The whole reason why we got onto looking for my podcast on your phone was because you're only used to my YouTube version of a podcast, right? Because there's an audio version which most people should be able to get on your podcast apps, including your iTunes iPod app. If it doesn't, it's getting fixed. It should be getting fixed. Anyways, when you listen to it on the audio version, I do have an intro song and an outro song, and I'm going to let me try.
You said the audio version?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I've only listened to the YouTube, and you don't.
Right. Give me a minute. Let me find it here, and you can listen to it. So yeah, but it's not super long. I had it condensed. I had a Twitch streamer. She's she is a talented musical artist. She goes by the Twitch username.
She did this for you?
Her name is Resurrection Fern.
Okay. Resurrection Fern.
Let's see how it sounds here. You ready?
Can our audience hear this
Yeah,
with us right now?
I think
Or
so.
Are they only hearing our mic?
I think they heard that.
Okay.
If not, they heard it when. If not, I think they heard that.
If not, we were just awkwardly staring at the TV listening to that. But
Yeah. All right.
yeah, dude, I can hear her say talk. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the outro is basically the same thing.
Okay.
It's actually she took like four.
Where's she from?
I don't know. I don't know where she's from. Somewhere in the United States. She does Twitch. She's on Twitch, and she was doing a stream, and she was trying to raise money to for a camera, and she said, for a $5 donation, I'll do a jingle with your name. So like whatever your screen name was, you could have a jingle, and she would make up a song on the fly with your name in it. And I said, hey, instead of my name, if I
That's awesome.
if I donate, would you make an intro to my podcast? And she was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. It's basically the same concept. And I gave her a donation, and I have the whole video. It's about maybe 6 minutes, 4 to 6 minutes long of her coming up with a beat and then the whole song. That's condensed. I have it condensed now to about 22 seconds, something like that. But I have a whole song that's
she
like,
sent you a video?
well, she did it on Twitch, so I was able to record it and everything. So it was like 6 minute long video. The whole song is about a minute or so long, and then I condensed it to about 20 seconds to make it a good intro. So could you take that song and then remix it with your own stuff and make a cool intro? Or could you make your own intro? Would it be cool? What can you do? I'd love another intro.
I could totally mess with that a lot.
Really?
Yeah, if you could just send me that audio.
I
of
can do
her
that.
Voice, I could totally mess with it. If I could get the original, that
I'll
would
send
be
you
even
the whole original.
Oh yeah.
Really?
You're gonna love it. Yeah,
Really?
dude. That's hilarious.
Would that be fun for you?
Yeah, I'm laughing right now because I know exactly. Yeah, what to
Really?
do with her voice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just send me it. You'll see.
Okay, dude, I'm excited. That sounds awesome.
So wait, this chick just did it on the fly for you?
She did it on the fly.
She had a guitar?
No,
Piano?
garage band or some kind of.
So she just input all the audio from
Yeah.
something else. Okay.
No, wait, hold on.
She had a keyboard.
I was gonna say because if she had a guitar,
No, she didn't have a. She has a
well,
keyboard.
She had a keyboard.
She's really cool.
Okay.
Resurrection Fern
Right on.
is her
On
name
Twitch?
on Twitch. She's really talented.
Cool, yeah, dude.
She's got a lot of cool stuff on there.
Yeah, just send me the original,
I will.
and then yeah, I'll mess with it for you.
Oh, dude, that'd be fun. That'd be really cool.
But that's exactly what I do, folks. That.
Come up with stuff on the fly, or how?
No, just produce something for you. Take
Okay.
something and make it the way you want it.
While you're talking,
You're gonna have to give me some songs and some samples of stuff you like.
I don't care. No, this
Oh,
you're
you don't even care at all.
you're the artist.
Okay.
This is
Right
a.
on.
That's what I told her. I said just come up with something.
So you don't mind if the intro is high energy?
I don't care what it
Cool,
is.
dude.
Because I didn't tell her anything. I said, this is the name of it. And she was like, well, tell me more. And I was just like, well, it's just a podcast where I just talk to different people. Like entrepreneurs or internet people, poker players, flat earthers, adventurers, just whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what she can't, like, yeah, I'll give you the whole.
Sweet.
whole
If I get
song.
the original whole song, yeah, that'll be dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Heck yeah.
Oh, cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
I
dude.
can't wait. How long
And
will
then
that
the
take
next
you?
time when I have it done, I'm gonna show up and we're gonna play it.
Nice.
I'm not even gonna let you listen to it. I'm just gonna be like, just push play. Let's go.
I want to do it. I want to do it as soon as you're done. I want to put that and start incorporating it as my new intro.
That would be great.
Yeah. Be really cool. So what's new with you, man? So you were.
I'm just
Last-
remodeling houses right now.
You're
so
not doing the
folks-
chef. You're not being a chef right now.
Nope. I'm done doing. Well, no, I'm still doing catering in the morning, so I'm still involved in the culinary, but I'm just laying off of it part time now. My friend offered me an opportunity to help flip and remodel houses because the
Nice.
market is booming right now. So
In Kansas City.
I mean, just the seller's market. So home remodeling, home construction, inspection, remodeling. Whenever you're getting your house inspected, anything you need done. People are really jumping on it right now. Asking prices of houses are like
Really?
above
Now
and
it's
beyond
time
what
to sell,
people
huh?
are. Yeah, it's a great time to sell right now. So, yeah, that's what I'm
Bad
doing.
time to buy.
Hopped into the remodeling market for housing. So,
Okay.
yeah.
But
Bad
you're
time
always,
to buy, but not if you just sold. So, I know someone who said that he made 120 on his house. So,
He
I mean,
made 120.
yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, in some ways, for him, fantastic time to buy. You know, you got 120 to work with.
You know, I can't. I
So
I can't
in
believe
some
you
ways,
haven't had to pee yet.
me too.
That's
If you
unbelievable.
gotta go, you gotta go.
No,
dog.
I've had to
Oh,
go,
okay.
but I've gone like 3 times since you first come over to my studio.
Well, you started.
I
a little
did have- I
earlier
did
in the
pre-party.
boxing room, if you know what I'm saying.
I mean, if we're gonna shed a little bit of light on the old,
Hey, let's talk about you for a
let's talk
second,
about
dog.
me for a minute.
Folks, it's interviewing Ryan. How many beers have you had?
I haven't counted. You know, the funny thing is, if people knew what time it was, they might be a little disappointed knowing how early in the day.
Listen, I lived with some Texas boys in Hawaii, and those boys start at the crack of dawn.
Speaking of, all right, I'm gonna tell you the story, and then I'm gonna go
Okay,
use the restroom.
Yeah.
Can you hold court while I?
Yeah, I'll hold it down for you. brother. But
Speaking, when you said Texas boys, it got me thinking of that Texas chili water, pepper water.
oh yeah, hot pepper water.
I made some.
Is it good?
It is good.
Told ya.
And you know the funny thing, I made a couple batches because you said you take 3 equal parts.
Equal parts, yeah.
One equals one equals salt, 1 equal part of
Water,
cider.
vinegar, and water.
Yeah, cider vinegar.
Yep.
Water?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't do water.
Yeah, you need some water.
And then pepper.
Yeah, because the pepper dilutes in the
Oh,
water.
I didn't do
the
pepper. I didn't do water. I re-listened to the podcast we did. You never mentioned water.
I didn't.
It's 3
Yeah,
equal
need-
parts. You said
yeah,
3 equal parts.
The peppers are in the water, so you soak the peppers in the water overnight. You pick the amount of water.
That's why.
So that's maybe why I didn't mention the water, because I just said peppers.
So let's say I
so
do.
yeah, you have the peppers.
let's
in
say I
the
do, like,
in a same amount of
a quarter cup of salt, a quarter cup of vinegar, and then a quarter cup of.
But you soak the
Water
peppers
with
in
the
the
pe-
water overnight.
Do I chop them up?
Yeah, so
That's what I did.
Yeah, so chop them up and take a cup of water, chop them up, put them in a cup of water overnight, 2-3 days. Really doesn't matter.
Right.
But as long as they get in water, they're going to start to soak up moisture. And as soon as they go into that salt and the vinegar, all that moisture they soak up is going to get drawn out really super fast.
But you put the water in
'cause of the
there
salt.
also with the peppers in the sauce?
Yeah, so yeah, it's actually
Okay.
it would be 4 parts if
That's-
you really wanted.
It's 4
but then
parts.
you're gonna have to. Yeah, but it's 4 parts. But then you're gonna
Sort
have
of.
to measure out how many peppers you want, and that would be like up to his own.
I thought it
So
was
really,
like
just
I thought
pick
that
an
was the
amount of
equal.
water.
Okay.
Don't worry about the 4th part, peppers.
Okay.
Really, it's whatever and how many ever you want to put in this amount of water. So it's still 3 parts. Don't worry about the amount of peppers because that's up to his and each own.
Okay.
What you got to remember, what's the important part is the 3 parts of these 3 components: water, salt, and the vinegar.
Okay.
So the peppers are going to be in one. Well, they're not going to be in the vinegar, and they're not going to be in the salt. They're going to be in the water overnight. So
Well,
those 3 parts.
let me tell you.
But
what
you could use 1 pepper. It would be mild. You could use 10 peppers. It would be kind of hot. You could use 20. It would be 30. Doesn't matter. All the 3
let me tell you
ratios
what I
have to stay
did.
the same.
I did a quarter cup of salt, a quarter cup
Okay.
of apple cider vinegar, and then habaneros I chopped up until I had a quarter cup of those, and then I put them together.
Yeah.
And
It still was good, though.
It was really good. It was super spicy, but it was
Super
also a little
spicy.
bit spicy. It was also salty.
Super
it was
salty.
a little
Yeah, you need
salty.
some water in there, yeah.
That's okay.
And you'll find if you do that on the next batch you do, when you do put it all together, all 3 ingredients, you can do the peppers in the water chilling in the fridge or on the countertop, preferably the countertop because room
I
temperature
cooked
is
it
better.
on the stove to dilute the salt some.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to actually heat anything up in this recipe. Don't ever do that because once you do that, you're messing with flavors and you're pulling certain spices out. The best way to make the best sauce is to let them sit in the water on the countertop.
Now I know.
Like room temperature. Yeah, I should have gone
And
into
if you
more
don't
detail.
know, now you know. Ninja.
Beep. But yeah, if you let them sit outside and then the salt and the vinegar are also room temperature, when you do mix them together, then you just let them sit out. You can't put it in the fridge, but just let them sit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and
shoot,
you'll
I
find
can't wait to do it
you'll
again.
find the
It's gonna be
flavor will
bet-
be
Because it
better.
did turn out good.
Yeah, but if you
It was
don't
a little
if you don't cook
salty.
it and you just let them sit and then soak up and slowly, don't even touch it for like a week, 2 weeks, sometimes even a month after you mix them together. Just let it sit.
I've been fermenting
Then that
stuff
moment you
lately.
take it out, yeah.
I gotta
boom.
piss. I can't hold it anymore. You guys, I'm so sorry about
Okay.
this. I gotta use the restroom. I'm working up to that Joe Rogan bladder level. That guy goes like 3-4 hours.
Dude, you
3
don't
hours,
see it, but he
3.5
has
hours.
he has a catheter, and
I
he's
thought
just
about getting one of those.
he's just under the table going.
I thought about doing that. If I had a Gatorade bottle, I would totally.
I mean, you don't see him walking in or out of that studio.
Every now and then he does have to get up. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
get up right now.
All right.
Can you hold court for a minute and 30?
Yeah. Minute and
Nice.
30p break.
Yeah, there's some things I was wondering if you would talk about or wouldn't talk about. I would leave that up to you, and you can leave that there if you know what I mean. So we can leave that there because I should talk to you about that before the podcast. But if not, don't talk about shit, and we won't talk about that trip to Alaska.
Okay. Yeah. Trip to Alaska. I'm as clueless as you are, folks. But hey, listen, we're going to take the chances and roll the dice on this one and say that maybe what he means is we can't talk about the time that we went to Vegas and we partied super hard. And the story begins now. So about 3 weeks ago, we decided, hey, let's go to Vegas. Let's go hit up the strip. Let's have some fun. So we bought some tickets. But we bought some tickets from this couple that was like, hey, we already bought tickets to Vegas, but we don't want to go because our son just decided to surprise us with a wedding that's coming up. And we were like, okay, whatever. We didn't need the background story on that, so we bought tickets. And him and me were like, let's go hit up Vegas. Let's do this. So we packed our bags. We took the flights super cheap. It was like $800 for both tickets. And we went all the way to Vegas. And when we got there, it was crazy. There was absolutely no place that him and me could go to where people weren't like, dude, you guys are from Neanderthal, and we really like your podcast. And me and Ryan were like, wait, time out. How do you even know about our podcast? Because we just started it. Well, he just started it. And, I've only been here one time before. And I'm not even here but the second time now. And the people were like, well, we've been listening and following your guys' conversations on your phone when you've been texting. And me and Ryan are like, whoa, so you guys have been spying on us. Did you know we were going to be in Vegas? And they were like, no. We just assumed that you guys would buy the tickets from this couple because we knew that you guys were talking about going to Vegas. And when you guys looked it up on your phone, and when you guys were searching for it on your phone, we were like, hey, let's send this ad up and we'll know that they'll check it out and they'll go buy the tickets. So it was like 3D chess, just like everyone's saying Trump's doing. It's just 3D chess.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. What's up, Big G?
Oh, shit. I just told him the shit I wasn't supposed to talk about, but I'm going to go use the bathroom now.
Go use the bathroom.
And then when I come back, we'll see if what I said was what I wasn't supposed to say.
Well, I'm certainly not going to bring it up, because if I bring it up and it was the opposite, we could be in big trouble. Big trouble about Vegas. Oh, call this motherfucker. Hey, everybody. This is your boy. Some of you guys know me as Rural Route 23. Some of you know me as KC Rhino. Some of you know me as Ryan. That's what's up. I don't know how to hold court. You guys, this is it's kind of a special. I am a day late with putting out this podcast. This is Labor Day weekend. Check out the Instagram. We got some good things coming up for you guys. Some of you are watching this live on YouTube right now and Twitch. Thank you guys for being here. I see you out there. And then, of course, mainly most of you guys are probably listening to this. I'm going to take a sip of beer. Take a sip of beer with me. I just want to thank everybody for all the support, all of the love on Instagram and Twitter, and just the follows. I thank you guys for just growing with me. It's awesome to see the numbers climbing every single week. It's cool. Every single week the podcast grows. Everybody can watch the growth on YouTube, which is it's interesting what episodes get what. But the more consistent growth is on the audio version, and it's growing like every single day. Every single day I get new listens. Every single day.
That's fantastic.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool to watch the analytics on that.
Well, audio, I like audio even on podcasts still that I'm subscribed to because
that's all
you can listen to it and you can do shit like drive.
Yeah.
Do shit, put your phone in your pocket and I don't know, clean your house, do laundry, and you're still listening to what's going on. Pardon me. But, video, you got to be a little bit more apt to sitting down and really focusing, So,
yeah,
audio is fantastic. I love that that's still.
That's what this is. I mean, this, honestly, I just happen to have cameras and I just happen to throw it up on YouTube just to get an extra, or YouTube and Twitch, just to kind of get extra people to get it, to notice it. But this podcast is meant to be the audio version. I mean, that's in my heart. That's what I fell in love with.
We're two just goofy looking dudes. I mean, no one wants to watch.
No, nobody wants to see us. No, we have faces for audio. That's for damn sure.
I mean, our voices are sexy as fuck.
I was just saying, baby. Yeah, I had something. Oh, the other thing I was going to talk to you about where I was going with.
Oh, wait. The whole story I just talked about is totally made up. We did not go to Vegas.
What was your?
I was just
I've
telling him we went to Vegas. We bought some tickets off some people, and NSA was watching our phones.
I've
That
never.
was just a burn time.
I've never been to Vegas. I'm thinking about going. I have an opportunity to go this October with he's not a whale. He's not like a whale, but he gets almost treated.
You're talking about a person? A
yeah,
whale?
yeah. Like in Vegas, a whale's like the guy that they cater to because he's going to spend a lot of money gambling. This guy, he shows up to the airport, and someone will show up. Someone picks him up there with a sign that has his name on it. Picks him up in like a limo or a car, and then takes him wherever he wants to go. Puts him up in the hotel, a nice hotel for free. Lets him eat anywhere for free the entire time he's there while he's gambling. And we're talking, and this guy, the guy that said this guy will take me whenever I want. He's like,
Wait, for the podcast or take you to Vegas?
take me to Vegas.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, all I have to do is pay for my plane ticket, which is like $100. It's nothing. So I'm thinking about going, and he was like, he doesn't eat anything expensive. He's just like, yeah, just what normal food's fine. But he says, but there's a steakhouse there where some steaks are like $400, and he goes, I can get those for free if I want. He goes, I just never do. I was like, well, I'm gonna come out with you just for a $400 steak.
Yeah, but you're not going to pay.
But I'm not gonna pay. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
free $400 steak.
Yeah, dude. Go do that shit, man. That steak is waiting for you.
He's going in October, but that's during hunting season, and I don't know.
And you got other steaks to hunt, man.
I got steaks to hunt, but
Steaks on the hindquarters of some venison.
right, but I've just got like a couple other things I need to get done too. So I don't know, but I'm thinking about it. I think it'd be fun. I'm trying to get him on the podcast too to kind of talk about that Vegas lifestyle. That like he lives here, but the way that he gets to do it is pretty dope.
Vegas, man. I've only driven through it, never been there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And when I drove
I've
through
never
it,
even
it just
been
looked,
there. Yeah,
it looked like a little city.
yeah. See,
Small city.
I love poker, and I've been to a bunch of casinos, and I've always wanted to go there. I've just never gone.
Is the guy that you're talking about related with the guy you're interviewing later?
No. This
No?
is a guy that lives here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the other guy that my next podcast will be.
Which stay tuned, folks.
He is in. He's in Las Vegas now. He just moved out there though.
So you know him from here.
No, he moved there from North Carolina. Him and his wife were like, "Hey, let's move. Where do you want to go? Let's go here, or here." And they said, "Let's go here." And it's Vegas that they picked. And
Yeah.
so they like sold everything except for like the bare minimum, and they just picked up their move to Vegas and like, we're gonna stay here for a few months. If it doesn't work, we're gonna go somewhere else.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
Gypsies, bro. Freebird.
Yeah.
Do it. Get out
Yeah.
there,
He's got
man.
the money for it. His kid's in college now.
Psh.
So yeah, I'm
Man,
talking.
playing poker, man, making money.
He doesn't even really. I mean, he plays poker online, but not for like crazy stakes. That's not like his job. I think he's good. I don't know. I'm gonna. He's my next podcast.
He's gotta be good. Yeah, he's teaching people. Yeah.
No, he's not. He hires people to teach.
He hires. Well, jeez, he's just an entrepreneur, man.
He is an
He's
entrepreneur.
smart.
He's very smart.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for that one.
What
It's
kind of
gonna be good.
questions should I ask him? We got any ideas? What would you?
I would.
what-
I would say, what was your upbringing? I always am interested in the start of something,
yeah.
the beginning, because the beginning dictates so much of the end in some ways. Not always, but in some ways.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So I'm always interested in like people's past.
He came from. What I know is he came from like a really small town in Upper Michigan, like upper Michigan, like carnival people.
You're talking like Traverse City.
North of that,
Oh,
Upper
the
Peninsula.
Peninsula.
the UP,
Yeah.
Upers, yeah,
Youpers, brah.
yeah. That's where he came from. So I'm curious.
My
I don't-
cousin
so, yeah, I'm
lives
curious.
up there.
That's true. Oh
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, no,
What
I
does he
think
do?
about it. Yeah,
What's he do for a living?
he's a farmer.
What kind of farmer?
I don't know. He just got some animals. He got a bunch of different animals.
That'd be a rancher,
That's a rancher.
right?
More than one kind?
A farmer would
He's
be
a
like,
rancher then. A rancher in the Upper Peninsula.
I can't believe there'd be a rancher in the Upper Peninsula.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
It's
he's
all
got a bunch of
trees.
animals.
Really? I guess
Yeah.
maybe a farmer. Huh.
I don't know how they roll up there. I just saw him at my family reunion in 2017, and
Oh, really?
he was like, "Yeah," and I noticed that too here in your studio. You got a Michigan Great Lakes State plate up there.
Oh, that license plate.
Is
yeah,
that
you like
yours,
that?
or
No?
have you
so,
been to Michigan, or
I was born and raised in Michigan.
see, you have ties in Michigan.
Yeah, big time.
One of my good close
time.
friends lives in Michigan. I'm very close.
Where
to
at?
Traverse City.
I love Traverse City.
Yeah, I've been there. I
Oh,
went
you
there.
have? Okay.
Yeah, I actually plan on going there again soon.
Oh, Traverse City is absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful.
my good
Anybody?
friend Joe Fonts.
if-
Shout out Joe.
Nice. Shout out
Yeah.
to Joe.
Joe Fonts and his family. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a cool guy, man. He lives up there, and it's beautiful up there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suggest if anybody were to visit Michigan, Traverse City is probably the place to go. People
Oh,
might,
it's gorgeous. I had a blast up there.
people
yeah.
might think Detroit because that's the city.
He lives in, I think, if I'm saying it right, Kingsley. He lives
Oh,
a little south of Traverse City, but it's
no,
like
there's a there's a Kings something.
Kingsley, yeah, I think
Kingsville, Kings.
it's like that. But yeah, he lives there, so it's literally 30 minutes from
There's a frisbee
Traverse
golf
City.
course up there.
Yeah. And it's like a
Uh-huh.
little town, yeah. So yeah, it was
I've
beautiful
played
up
it.
there. We had a good time, and I love it up there in Michigan. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I would tell people if you were to ever
That's
visit
awesome. You're from Michigan, man.
Michigan, go. The other good place, my parents,
My
they're
brother-in-law's from
they're on the
Traverse City.
west side of Michigan, and
Yeah.
that's a nice area. The whole west coast of Michigan.
It's beautiful how it has that beachy sand look.
Yeah.
And when I was there, it was August. It was actually literally last month, a year ago. And the sand is so nice and just
Yeah.
nice white to it. And the orchards and the vineyards are all like ripe. You're hitting September, you're coming in, so you're starting to see grapes, and the vineyards are all lush, and everything's green. And then you look down, and the water's
Oh, the
just
fall time in Michigan is the absolute best.
Oh, I haven't been there, but man, it was gorgeous when I was there in August, man. It was gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. But, yeah, we had a blast there. We hung out on the beach, took his kayak out.
on
just
what
hung out.
on Lake Michigan or something? Or?
One of the lakes. I would assume Lake Michigan, right there at Traverse City, right? Yeah.
There's a bay,
It's like,
but it's probably like
Yeah, we were, like, right
Charlevoix,
we
like
were,
Charlevoix
all
or
up
something
on the
like
side
that.
of the
Traverse City Bay.
peninsula.
Something. Okay. Yeah, Michigan is absolutely beautiful. I love
man.
Michigan. Yeah,
Gorgeous.
I grew up on Lake Huron, northeast Michigan on Lake Huron, which is phenomenal. Just a great place to grow up. Grew up salmon fishing, we would grow up. My brother and I, we would go fishing out on a nice boat. It's got like a double decker.
Do you have an older brother or a younger
Younger.
brother?
He's a year and a half younger.
Are you the oldest?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But we would go on this boat it was a nice big boat that had like a downstairs with like a bed,
Yeah.
and then like a middle upstairs with like the bathroom and a steering wheel, and then it had like an upstairs.
This is
It
no
had like the
boat.
normal deck, but then the upstairs like a little captain's chair type
Wow, dude.
thing up above there, and we would go fishing on it for like you just troll in the middle of Lake
Yeah.
Huron. You wake up.
Drop nets or
No, you just troll.
you just drop
You-
a line. And
you
just,
you drop lines and troll, and it is just
Peaceful?
people it's really peaceful. People don't understand what the Great Lakes are really like. You're
It's
used
like
to
an
like
ocean.
it really it's very similar.
They're so big. Yeah.
It is. You get out there, and it's nothing like a small lake here.
I mean, people surf off Chicago off one of the
Right.
lakes.
Right.
Actually, one of my friends from Maui, Zane, he was just there recently getting pictures of him on
Nice.
his foil board surfing. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, these lakes are massive.
They're pretty big. It's cool. You don't have to go that far off a shore, and then you're in the middle of all you see
Yeah.
is water, and you see it for a long.
And you're on a
time.
lake.
Yeah, yeah. It's all fresh water, and it's deep. I mean, there's shipwrecks on there. I mean, the Edmund Fitzgerald,
Yeah, dude.
Lake Superior. It's over 100 feet deep. It's still down there.
Giant gouges in the earth that fill up with water.
Those were glaciers. Those were glaciers from a long time ago. Melted glaciers that were like a mile high.
The woolly mammoths.
Who knows what else then? Iceman, Otzi. Do you know about Iceman? I talked about him. Oh, I talked about him on a past episode, so I won't go too crazy with it. Do you know about Otzi, the Iceman?
No, I'd love to hear. Tell me. Yeah.
They found, like one of the oldest people,
talking
mummified
like
people that they found.
People. Oh.
They found him in the.
How long ago was this again?
They found him probably late 90s.
Yes, I remember this. Yeah, I remember as a kid looking at the National Geographic magazine.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Someone who's preserved for the longest period of time in ice.
That whole story is amazing. I actually thought.
So, what do you think of Admiral E. Byrd and all of his accounts of the North and the South Pole?
Who's Admiral E. Byrd? What's his accounts?
Oh, well, Admiral E. Byrd was the general that was sent down first to the South Pole.
From where?
From America.
What year?
The 50s, early 50s.
Not that long ago. Okay.
And Admiral E. Byrd went down to the South Pole, and he was the one that talked about seeing flying saucers coming out of the ice, and that was his account.
I don't know anything about this. I should know about this, huh?
Yes. I mean, you got the internet hooked up. You could look it up easily, but yeah, Admiral E. Byrd. And then when he went to the North Pole, I think he navigated the North. I mean, who knows if his accounts are
How did they
true or
navigate
not.
it?
I don't know how they did
How many
this stuff.
people?
So they went to the north, supposedly, and he said after a while he saw a luscious green, very tropical place with an island with a giant mountain in the middle, and there was a giant swirl vortex up there by this mountain, and he saw creatures and animals eating, like it was like really nice and lush and green.
Really?
Yeah, you can look at these accounts up. It's like mind blowing, bro. Mind blowing. And this is like admiral for our military.
And he went by himself? Surely he brought other people,
No,
other
there were
witnesses with him.
Yeah, there were other people that I think there's a co-pilot with him in one. But yeah, there was military men. You can look it up. Yeah, it's gnarly.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, that's some like gnarly stuff that someone in the military was like, "Hey, check this out. This is what."
The 1950s. It was that late.
Yeah.
I figure they would have
Maybe.
been exploring the North and South
Maybe
Pole.
the late 40s. I'd have to.
I figure they would have been doing that like in the 1800s or beforehand even.
Oh, I don't think anyone circumnavigated the North and the South for a while. It was something that always people were trying to check out and understand. I think people were trying to get ships and things as far as they could.
Well, they would just go around like the Cape. I guess that's as far south as they really cared to go.
Yeah. Let me see right now. I'm looking. Oh yeah, here's Richard E. Byrd. Admiral Richard E. Byrd was an American naval officer and explorer. He was a recipient of the Medal of Honor and the highest honor of valor given by the United States, and was a pioneering American aviator, polar explorer. So he went to both poles. He was a polar explorer.
Polar explorer.
So yeah, if you read his accounts, I was just reading a little bit off
Right.
Google there. If you read his accounts of what he saw at the North and South Pole, it's mind blowing.
Really?
Yes, dude.
Why isn't it more out there?
Because people don't want to know. I mean, it's kind of like this. If you give a dog a nice tasty treat on the surface of the ground, he's going to eat it over having to dig a couple feet in the ground to get
Every time.
an old bone.
Sure.
But that old bone probably has way more nutrition for him and way more knowledge, and he'll get more experience and education, learning how to dig and get that bone, than just eating that piece of thing off the ground. So why people don't know this shit is because we're given a lot of shit on the ground, on the surface, and that satisfies our means. But no one ever wants to dig for the bone that has some story to it, that has some knowledge, maybe a little bit more nutrients. No one wants to. It's work. It takes work. It takes a good half an hour to an hour of your day. And people really think about it and they go, do I want to do that?
It's not that no one knows that. It's just no one knows to think about that because what we've been taught.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
think of other things? Pay attention to other things. Have other things take up your time and your energy and your thought process. So, yeah, but yeah, if you check out that's a little interesting thing.
Bird,
you know?
general
and that
bird.
can be a hanger until our next time, another topic, you know. So, yeah. Admiral E. Bird, folk.
Admiral E. Bird. He's legit?
He's a legit dude.
Legit
dude.
All right, man. And he says, maybe you think maybe he was pulling a fast one. It is the government worker after all. Maybe he was down in Brazil getting his freak on.
Okay, Galapagos
Islands.
Galapagos
Islands.
But
that's
it works
close.
out for either way, because if he's telling the truth, then that shows that we're obviously being lied to if you just read his accounts. And then if he's telling a lie, then that proves that the government goes out of its way to purposely make shit up to fuck you over.
No, that just proves that one guy was doing that.
Yeah,
one
but they
guy
wouldn't
was being
allow
an
that.
asshole.
If
But
everyone
they
else,
would,
it's out there to be checked out. So the government
it's not
would
there to
either
be-
say that's bullshit
But
and
aren't they
allow it to be out there.
aren't they saying that
But they're
now?
not. They're letting it be out there.
Are they still
what I'm saying is it's either the truth or it's a lie that's being able to be allowed to be out there to confuse you and make things more confusing. But either way, I would suggest to go read what this admiral of ours from our own military had to say about his exploration of the poles.
Admiral Bird.
Admiral E. Bird.
Admiral
Yep.
E. Bird?
Admiral E. Bird, and Bird is spelled B-Y-R-D.
Right.
Yeah.
Admiral Bird. That's actually a fairly popular name. I've heard that name.
Yeah, once you start getting into the whole rabbit hole stuff, that his name pops up a lot because he had a lot to say about the North and the South Pole.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good stuff? Do you like what he had to say?
Interesting stuff, that's for sure.
You
You start
liked
reading
it?
it, you're like, whoa. It's
Like-
just like crazy
Like
stuff.
what? Like, so what did he say?
Basically, it gets into meeting beings.
This is real.
This is real, a real
Where-
account that was
where are you-
made and printed out.
Where are you getting your information?
The Matrix. I'm not going to say where I'm getting it from. I'm just going to say go look it up. And if people find this information and
But
they
I want to look
seem
it up
to
through
find the sources
reputable.
that's what I'm saying. If I'm just saying look it up. Now, if you find it from people who are reputable that you consider to be reputable, then please, by all means, take it as far as you want to take it. I'm just saying look it up. I'm just passing the torch. It's not me. It's not my story. I'm not making it up. Robin didn't sit in the basement for 12 months and make up the story about Admiral E. Bird. It's not my thing. I'm just handing it off, folks. I'm just passing the torch. That's all I'm doing. I'm saying read about it. I'm saying, hey, instead of checking your Facebook for 4 hours a day, why not just look into some stuff that has to do with your history?
Nobody thinks about reading into that kind
I know,
of stuff,
but
you know?
why not? Like, why not actually talk about some real, considered real, quotations, accounts of what happened in the past, of your own history, your own country, that's pretty intense, that's pretty eye-opening. Why not?
Well,
I mean, if
okay,
fiction
so-
books are good, if people are like, man, I want to read a fiction book about, like, traveling through space or doing something crazy, read these accounts then, because that will take you to the same space. It's,
Okay, here's
it's
my
a-
question.
you know.
Admiral Byrd has his accounts on the North Pole and the South Pole.
Yeah.
Surely there had been other explorers from other countries that explored the North Pole and the South Pole, correct?
True, I believe. I don't know the name, but I know of
There
one
has to be.
supposable
We're not
Russian.
the only.
Yeah, I know supposable.
I'm sure
a
China,
Russian man.
Russia. I'm
Yes,
sure
I've
all
heard
kinds of.
yeah.
What are their accounts? Are they similar? Completely different? Do you know?
Well, we always have to remember there's a sand mountain, and there's one person that's going to get to the top first before everyone else. Okay.
Okay.
And that person was America.
In
So,
1950.
well, that's when they started to let us know. Who really knows when?
But
they got
surely
there.
other world powers knew.
I
Like,
think
hey.
I think a lot of people know a lot of things. I think a lot is propagated, but like I'm saying, yeah, sorry, he's just adjusting levels right now on the mics, folks. Like I'm saying, I think that America took in a lot of scientists from Germany after World War II and World War I, and I think a lot of knowledge was handed off between people from Europe and America. If not, people were already working in
there's
both
all kinds
areas.
of stuff in Europe.
And I
going on.
believe that right after that, America took the, if you could say, the mantle, in a way, of power in the world. And with that power, we were able to dictate and control quite a bit.
I just feel like
And
they
I feel
explored.
like maybe we explored more and got to more areas.
But the 1950s.
But
then again, so late
I have
me.
to say, I've never read the full accounts of people from other countries, so I can't speak on knowing anything about that. So I'm just going to hush on that subject.
I can't imagine.
But I do think that America, I mean, you got to think about it. Think about it. The industrial age came about, right? And immediately World War I happened. So if any of this knowledge got figured out in World War I, that's when you actually started to, I mean, how in tarnation, if I could say that, do you expect these countries from other places to get to the South Pole without the advancement in technology that came about until previous, literally right up to World War I? So it doesn't surprise me, actually, really, to think that America was the first to figure this out.
No.
Because you literally had World War I, right? And if we started to figure this out with people from Europe and Germany in World War I and people who were working together.
I just imagine there were cultures that figured it out. They just didn't have it written down. I mean, how the hell did
Well,
they
no,
find
it
how
is,
do they find out about
that
Hawaii?
is written. That is written in other cultures. Yes, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, what Admiral E. Byrd's account is, that was not known about until supposedly he went down there and saw it. So yeah, you don't have other cultures or other people having accounts of UFOs or seeing what he saw. So that's why I'm saying I'm throwing out the question. So that's why I'm saying go read it for yourself. But I'm throwing out the question: is it a diversion that's made up to get people thrown off from the reality once they start checking into things, or is it because it's being allowed to be out there, or is it the truth that a real general saw? And I mean, I'm just saying, check it out. I think everyone should check it out. Just look into Admiral E. Byrd. Check it out.
Yeah, I question.
And then you can come up with your own conclusion.
I question what a real quote unquote general is back then as well. I think it's a lot more stringent now. I think it's a little harder and more respectable to be a general now than it was back then. I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm sure it was still very admirable.
Yeah,
to
but
be
you got to remember,
in
anyone that they would, you just remember the honors I just read off that they have given to him and still haven't denounced or taken away, and they can do that. So you got to remember, he's held at high esteem. You just read all the honors he got. So he is held at one of the highest points in government, in administration of our generals. And you don't do that to someone unless they've done something or they're really high up on a pedestal. So what I'm saying is look at what he says and what his accounts are.
I never heard of this guy until recently.
That's how the world runs, man.
I guess.
Most people don't hear about things until
there are roads named after him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. History is so crazy. Once you start to look into it, see, when I started getting into flat Earth, everyone was like, "Oh, that's just."
How did you get into flat Earth?
I was at the beach and I had a high telescope, Lennox, and I zoomed very far out, 30 miles, so-ish, maybe a little bit plus, almost 40. I was seeing boats that shouldn't just be there. I was testing. I started testing first because I heard about it and I was like, what a bunch of weirdo crack like potheads. And I tried to debunk it and I was like, it's got to be easy to debunk. It's got to be because there's curvature. So if you just look up the diameter.
God, can I just say, this is so stupid. I went to Michigan a few weeks ago. I flew there with my kids.
When I drove there, I looked across. I saw Chicago.
I flew there.
Oh, yeah.
We got up there. I was like, holy shit, it is pretty flat.
fucking flat when you fly, bro. I'm
Of
telling
course,
you.
that wasn't
You
that
get up
high
there.
up in the ground.
Yeah, I know, but when we were even flying from Hawaii across, my wife, she mentioned that too. She just looked out and she's like, you know what? You got to think about this. She's like, the highest mountain in the earth is Mount Everest, and she's like, that's not as high up as some people fly in planes, or as high up as some people send these high altitude balloons, and all of them never ever pick up or see curvature. Even in the high altitude balloons, you don't see any curvature in any of the photos, and
It's just not that high. You have to get so freaking high. You really do.
but that's the thing, is like, people keep saying that, but then it's like, so who's the highest? And then you get to a point where it's like, well, the only people that are the highest that can show us these curvature pictures is NASA. And that's why it's like, but seriously, we don't have anyone else. Anyone else can get up higher. You can see any curvature. Still no. No.
China and Russia.
Well, that's the thing. It's always governments. So you got to start asking yourself, why is it always governments that can figure this out? And then the average person.
How about Elon Musk?
Wait, hold on. Let me just finish this thought, because that's going to tangent. And the average person that can look up the diameter of the Earth and realize that it's 8 inches per square inch, when you send up a rocket almost 73,000 feet higher than any mountain in the world, and you don't see any curvature that should be there, 8 inches per square mile, there's something wrong. Your vision is not matching the calculation. There should be, if anything, curve. Surely some curve. You're talking 8 inches. You're talking to the point where literally at 5 miles, a building that's
if you want
250 feet should be gone. At 5, you're talking huge amounts of curvature. Once you start to head up, you should be seeing.
Right, but what
bending
I'm saying
below
is,
you, bending.
if you want 8 inches, I've got 8 inches for you with some to spare.
I know. See, but that's the thing, is like, it's very easy with this program mindset we have to keep going, well, and jumping, but you have to keep the same. We can't do that with statistics and facts. We have to keep the facts. And the facts is this: you got 8 inches per square mile of curvature. So 8 inches squared per mile curvature. So even if you go up 73,000 feet, you can't say, well, that's not high enough, you shouldn't be able to see anything, because with physics, I can put that into a physics calculation, and in physics, my physics should be telling me you'll be seeing curve drop off well below the horizon of your sight. So there's physics even telling you, not humans, physics saying you should see curvature. And then you get up that high, and your eyes are saying there's no curvature. So you have to start making the connection at one point where you're going, okay, it doesn't matter how many times we say get higher, just keep going up higher. Okay, well, what's higher than these balloons and rockets getting sent up to 73,000 feet? Oh, NASA. Okay, so we have to listen to NASA then. Yes, you have to take the final answer for curvature in a ball Earth from NASA. That's what it always comes down to, because everyone who tries to test it themselves doesn't see it.
It comes down to government. You have to trust the government.
So that's exactly what it comes down to. Like you just pointed out, you're like, well, what about China? And exactly. Well, yeah. See, what are those? Governments. It's just another form of government. And you got to remember, the governments got together, and in the 50s, they made the treaty that said no one can go to the Antarctica. No one. You can't just go down there anymore. All the nations agreed. The nations don't ever get together and agree on anything. They can't even agree upon the freaking craziness in the Middle East. Okay? So how do you get them all to agree on, say, oh, yeah, people can't just randomly go down to the Antarctic by themselves. They have to get clearance. They have to go, and they have to have government supervision. How do you get all the governments to agree on that? But the governments can't agree on Middle East? See what I'm saying? There's certain things that are just freaking obvious that are being used to divide us. Middle East, racism, all this stuff, because they could fix it if they want to. World hunger, we could fix it if we want to. America throws away 25, if not more, % of our food a year. We could fix so many problems.
Isn't there a documentary coming out?
Yeah, I just watched a really good documentary called
something?
Just Eat It. I just watched a documentary called Just Eat It, and it's these two couples from Vancouver that eat spoiled goods for 3 months, and they survive. And they don't just survive, they can and they store extra goods, because they go to supermarkets and marketplaces that are throwing food away because they have expiration dates on them that really aren't bad, and they're canning and storing the food, and they're actually eating. And they're like, we throw away so much food. We could solve a lot of problems, but we don't. People don't solve problems because that gives you an inkling. Actions speak louder than what? Words. We always say that. It's a phrase. It's a jingle phrase. It's a catchphrase. Everyone knows it by heart, but no one actually takes it and applies it. Actions speak louder than words. If you got your government doing some shit that it's obvious they are not saying what they're doing, then guess what? Actions speak louder than words. Forget what they say. Think about what they do. When NASA says, hey, we had a micrometeorite hit our asteroid, we plugged it with our finger, and then we fixed it with duct tape and epoxy. Here's the picture. And the picture is a picture from 2014. Don't listen to their words. Listen to their actions. Their actions speak louder than words. They're effing with you. So that's when you have to wake up and snap out of this
Why
matrix.
would they make that up? Why would they make that whole story up, though?
Well, it's not a story. If you actually had time to watch that video, it's a legit thing that's happening right
but I mean,
now.
why share
I
that?
don't-
I'm
I
saying,
think-
oh, hey, we had a hole and we fixed it. Like, why would they even share that if they were trying to pull a fast one?
subliminally, I think it's like a big brother messing with your younger brother when your younger brother doesn't know what's going on. I think it's that idea of like, haha, I can get this far in your face and still people won't wake up. See what I can do? See what I can get away with? Like, look I'm trying to tell you about it,
surely
and you
they're
couldn't even
smarter
find it
than
on
that.
Google or YouTube. You
You're
couldn't
right.
even find it.
No, you're right.
So that's like how hard. But then I eventually found you where you could find it.
Yeah.
And when you watch the video, you can go to that guy's Twitter feed, and he had it up, and it's
Who
a
is
real
that
thing.
guy?
He's an astronaut for NASA. He works for NASA. So you have a NASA
Wait,
government
the guy,
official
no, the guy that was
posting a picture with NASA emblem on it. So they took the time to edit it. If
no,
it's
the guy
not,
that you brought me to.
Celebrate truth.
Celebrate Truth.
He shows-
Who is that guy?
He is a filmmaker from Canada.
Okay.
So, but he just brings all the information to you. And I mean, if we had time to actually go find the gentleman's, if we had time to watch that YouTube, you could find the guy's Twitter account. We could go to it. You could see it. Like we could actually, because I've done it already. I always verify everything I watch. So it really happened. This really happened. And so you have NASA like straight up lying to you. That's why I'm saying you have to watch their actions and listen to their actions. Don't listen to their words. Same with your government. You got Trump up there who's like, yeah, I'm going to save the day.
He's not.
It's going to be a
save the day.
huge victory for me.
Huge.
Listen,
I love
listen.
that guy.
The guy can talk. So what?
That guy's
So
so
what?
funny. He's
What's
so
happening in the Middle
funny.
East? What's happening in Syria? The same crap. We're still heating up. It's still heating up over there. Nothing's changing. Administration never changes. It's just a different face. So people have to wake up to the voting and how voting's a fraud. People have to wake up to how really it's all a joke, okay? And you have people.
How about on the local level? How do you feel about voting on the local level?
I think that's the best way to go. Start local. Mayors, board of, your school board, real local. Yeah, start local.
See, we get to vote. Are you in Kansas or are you in Missouri?
Missouri. Yeah.
You're in Missouri? Did you see that Missouri gets to vote on medical marijuana this
Dude,
November?
that's why I'm stoked.
Yeah, I was supposed to have. I'm trying to get the guy that's the head of the group that got that put on the ballot from
I mean, I'm stoked. I mean, people got to wake up. Just think about it for a second. You are in Missouri and Kansas, and you are fighting Colorado, which is your next door neighbor. That's like being on the school bus with the bully sitting one person away from you, and you're going to go ahead and pretend like you're not going to get picked on.
right.
Like, sorry, it's not going to happen, folks. You need to change the laws because
It's not that. It's just how beneficial it is.
it's
for people.
it's way more than just that. But like, yeah, I mean, you're already having problems with that, and then you're already having problems with people getting pulled over and police having to know the difference between CBD products and THC
Right.
products, and it's such a hassle on law enforcement because how are they going to be able to pull
Oh,
you
like
over
this-
and say, "Hey, this right here
Well,
isn't
that's what I'm
THC"? Well, how do I know? He
Yeah.
doesn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like driving with the CBD.
Yeah.
I do it, but I'm like, if I get busted with CBD, it's not. I'm not gonna get in trouble, but it's gonna be a pain in my ass. It's gonna make. We're gonna
right.
have
You're gonna have to
to-
go to court. You're gonna have to spend
Yeah,
some
we're gonna
time.
have to do a bunch
you're
of
gonna have
stuff.
to talk to a judge.
Yeah, it's just gonna be. It's like,
Yeah, it's a
dude,
waste
this
of
stuff
time.
is.
It's a hassle on your end.
It's
and
100%
the state's
legal
end.
for everybody. It's just
Yeah.
legalize everything. Legalize everything just so I can smoke my CBD, if nothing else. Help me out with my inflammation. All right. Robin, I appreciate you coming over, man.
Bro, I love being here. I love seeing you, man. Even though it's occasional, it's a good time, man.
Yeah.
It's a good
Like
time.
I said,
love
you're my edgy bra.
it.
my-
Hopefully
my,
he's here. We don't know that, but hopefully he's here.
My
I can
local
see him.
conspiracy theorist again for
Hey,
episode 2.
Keeping the edge on, brother.
If people want to check you out and stuff, what's the best way? You're gonna get some new music out or what soon?
I'm gonna get some new music out, but you can just go to my YouTube and you can always see my videos I like. I'm not really a podcaster. I produce music and I post music, but I also have a big page of videos I like. So you can always, hey, what is Robin watching lately, or what is he looking at? You can just check out my liked videos, I guess. It's K3WRIGHT, K3 Right. And when the studio's done, there'll be new music soon. So, hey.
Are you going to throw that stuff up on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube and SoundCloud. And you can find both SoundCloud or YouTube.
Are you going to put my theme song up on your YouTube?
I am. And I'm definitely going to work on that once you send it, because that will be fun.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
And then I just want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Robin, for being here.
Yeah,
this was
thanks
awesome.
for having me, man.
Thanks for the
Love coming on your podcast.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate it, man. I want this podcast just to be a fun. I want to have all kinds of different people, but there's like a few regulars that I think would be fun to have. You obviously being my first, and I hope we can do this again. I like hanging out with you, man. I love talking to you.
If anything, I'm either making people really pissed off with the things I'm saying.
Does that happen a lot?
Or sometimes. Or the things I'm saying are getting people to like really have a hard day at work. So I'm sorry, I apologize about that.
No.
But other than that, hey, it's a good world. It's beautiful out. The sun is shining, folks. The birds are out. And you know what?
Fall's about here.
Enjoy your life. Enjoy your family. Enjoy those close to you that make you feel good. Yeah?
Fuck yeah. So thank you, Robin.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody, I guess I have to pimp. I have to pimp. They say pimp. Follow me on Instagram, Neanderthal Pod. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe and follow on the audio, YouTube, all that good stuff. Whatever, man. I'm not good at promoting myself. I will see you guys next week with Killing Bird. And I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Resurrection Fern is doing the outro song. Peace out, y'all.